So there's no argument that the Resident Evil 4 Remake has big shoes to fill if it wants to be better than the original, as the original is arguably one of the greatest games of all time. Alongside this, there's no room for error since Capcom botched the Resident Evil 3 Remake. There's a lot of ways that this remake could go south, and in this video that is what I will be discussing, 5 things we don't want to see in the Resident Evil 4 Remake. But before we start, if you are new here and end up enjoying the video, then make sure to subscribe for more Resident Evil content like this. Also make sure to let me know in the comments some things you don't want to see in the remake. With that all out of the way, let's get right into the video. So Resident Evil 4 is a game played by many, and it has good replayability. Many fans of this game have played it many times, which means a lot of people know this game inside and out. So with that being said, the remake cannot be a copy and paste of the original, as I could see it having less replayability. Luckily, there has been some pretty interesting leaks floating around, like Claire will be in the game, Dr. Salvador and the Merchant will have an extended role, as well as the game will be a lot longer than the original. This is the kind of stuff we definitely need to freshen up the game. With that said, I would also like to see new and scarier enemies, as well as new locations in secret areas similar to what was in the recently released HD Project version of this game. For those who don't know, in this mod they had a secret area with some little houses and a huge Plaga statue. Now don't get me wrong, it would have been cool if the Plaga statue was actually a boss, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. Regardless, it was a new and refreshing experience to look through this new location. So a lot of fans share the same opinion that QuickTime events were awful in this game, and I definitely agree to an extent. I think they rather need to get rid of them entirely, or they need to change them. Like I stated in my recent Resident Evil 4 leak video, they could actually change them and use them to create suspense. If they were to keep them, I would like to see something similar to the boulder chase in the Resident Evil 3 remake, or the alligator chase in the Resident Evil 2 remake. So I'm sure a lot of people saw this topic coming, and that is cut content. As we know, the Resident Evil 3 remake was a complete flop because of the same issue, cutting major areas in the game like the clock tower sequence. Now like I stated previously, there was a leak stating that Resident Evil 4 remake will be a lot longer than the original, so this is definitely a good sign. Not only this, but a different production team is working on the Resident Evil 4 remake, not the same company that worked on the Resident Evil 3 remake. And with all of the fan outrage, I think Capcom learned their lesson, so to be honest, I don't really see cut content being an issue for the Resident Evil 3 remake. So as we know, Resident Evil 4 took a different approach on controls from the first Resident Evil 3 games, and to be honest, I think it worked really well. It was definitely designed for a more fast-paced action approach style, so I would definitely like to see these controls stay. However, I know there are fans of other styles like fixed camera angles and a first-person perspective, so I definitely would like to see an option to pick which controls you want for your playthrough. Alongside this, I would also like to see the same thing used for inventory management, where you can play the game with the briefcase or the safe room box. By doing this, Capcom would be able to satisfy everyone's needs. So as we know, for a good chunk of the game, we had to escort Ashley through the village, castle, and island. Unfortunately, she was useless and usually got in the way. So in the remake, I would like to see Ashley help Leon throughout the escort. Some ideas I had from some of my other videos was giving Ashley a knife to fend off the zombies and allowing her to pick up items for Leon. Luckily, a few days ago, new leaks surfaced, stating Ashley will get a character development arc where she begins as a helpless girl and becomes more confident by helping Leon unlock doors and by distracting zombies. This gives me hope that they will finally give Ashley a more prominent role. And there you have it, that is 5 things that we don't want to see in the Resident Evil 4 remake. So now I would like to hear your thoughts. Make sure to let me know what you don't want to see down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.